It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Living Daily, episode 1823, Confidence plus Minimalism. Find the courage to chase your dreams, by Jennifer of simplyfiercely.com. And I'm Justin Malik. Happy Monday and welcome to the old podcast, the OLD podcast, Optimal Living Daily, where I read to you like a big ongoing audiobook, but from many different authors. Today's post being from Jennifer of Simply Fiercely. For now, let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. Confidence plus Minimalism. Find the courage to chase your dreams, by Jennifer of simplyfiercely.com. I'll be 35 in a few months, and I'm unemployed and homeless. Last year, I gave up my full-time job and my apartment to travel the world. And when I return to Australia later this year, I have no intention of pursuing a career or a permanent address. Instead, I plan to buy a van, do odd jobs, and travel around Australia. This is my dream, and I'm thrilled with my choice, but a few years ago, I would have struggled to admit this to anyone. Why? Because it goes against the status quo. At my age, I should be buying a house, getting promoted, or having a baby, or I should at least want to. Admitting that I don't, at least for now, is scary because I know a lot of people will judge me. I've been called indulgent, privileged, and irresponsible. I'll admit that I am privileged in the big scheme of the world, but I don't think there's anything indulgent about doing what makes you happy. More people should try it. And irresponsible? Well, let's just say you never know what goes on behind the scenes, and I'll wager that I'm more prepared for the future than many other people my age. But I digress. I'm sharing my dreams with you today because I now have the confidence to own who I am. Confidence, or a lack of it, is what keeps so many people from chasing their dreams. It's the missing link, the final piece of the puzzle that we all need to finally take that leap and do what our hearts are urging us to do. And I found a giant dose of confidence in a surprising place, my minimalist lifestyle. Consumerism is a mask. Every time you make a purchase, you're making a statement about who you are, whether it's intentional or not. If you buy an expensive handbag, you're telling the world that you're wealthy and successful. If you buy a popular brand of yoga pants, you're telling the world that you're healthy and a yogi. If you buy souvenirs overseas, you're telling the world you're well-traveled. Obviously, the statement you make is subjective, but you get the idea. Because of this, we often turn to shopping when we feel insecure. When I used to feel bad about my weight or my body, I would always buy stilettos because the towering heels made me feel sexy. Or when I didn't feel successful enough at work, I'd buy something expensive just to show I could afford it. Often I wasn't even worried about what other people were thinking. Instead, I was trying to prove something to myself. But really, all I was doing was hiding. My purchases were a mask that kept me from facing my body issues and self-doubt. When I embraced minimalism, I no longer had a place to hide and had no choice but to face my insecurities head on, which led to self-acceptance and confidence. Decluttering is accepting who you really are. If consumerism is a mask, then decluttering is accepting who you really are. When I downsized my life, I recall being really surprised by the powerful emotions I felt when saying goodbye to my stuff. I've spent hours agonizing over donating a single dress. Why all the drama? Why was it so difficult to toss and move on? Because saying goodbye to my mini dresses meant acknowledging I don't go to nightclubs anymore. Selling my blender meant accepting I was not the smoothie-drinking green goddess I wanted to be. And donating my sewing machine meant I was never going to design my own wardrobe, much less finish the blouse that I've been working on for years. You get the picture. When you let go of things, you're saying goodbye to the person you want to be and accepting who you really are. You also let go of a lot of negative feelings about yourself. I felt a lot of guilt and shame because I wasn't living up to the lifestyle my stuff was promising. My unworn party dresses would taunt me from my closet when I stayed home on a Saturday night. And my sewing machine? Well, she was nasty. So when I said goodbye, it was liberating. I started to see all the good things about myself instead of focusing on my perceived failures. Another big check in the self-confidence box. Becoming a minimalist is a challenge. Finally, becoming a minimalist gave me confidence because it's not easy. Unlearning a lifetime of habits, going against what is normal, and saying goodbye to your stuff is a challenge, and it takes strength and commitment. It's an accomplishment, like running a marathon or writing a novel, and something to be proud of. When I look back on how far I've come, when I remember my overflowing closet, I had over 100 pairs of shoes, and my maxed out credit cards, and then I look at my life now, I'm blown away. A few years ago, I never ever would have thought this was possible. But here I am, and the pride I feel at having come so far has given me a confidence boost like I never imagined. Becoming a minimalist is one of the most important things I've ever done, and it has 100% hands down enabled me to chase my dreams and build a life I truly love. If you're considering minimalism, I strongly encourage you to take the plunge. It might just be the missing link you need to start chasing your dreams. You just listened to the post titled Confidence plus Minimalism, Find the Courage to Chase Your Dreams by Jennifer of simplyfiercely.com. And I'll have some comments, but first, imagine jumping in the shower and not turning on the water, but just wiping your body with dry paper. That'd be crazy, right? So why wipe with dry toilet paper when you can wash with water from a Hello Tushy bidet? For years, bidets have cost thousands of dollars. That's why I never had one before. But now with Hello Tushy, you can have one attached to your existing toilet with no electricity or additional plumbing needed, all for just $79. I got one right before the great toilet paper shortage of 2020, and it's my favorite purchase of the year. I'm ordering another one actually. It'll cut toilet paper use by 80%, easily paying for itself. Plus, every Hello Tushy bidet attachment comes with a 60-day risk-free happy butt guarantee and a 12-month warranty. Get 10% off plus free shipping right now at hellotushy.com/old. That's hellotushy.com/OLD for 10% off and free shipping. hellotushy.com/old. And I have that linked in this episode's description. Thank you to Jennifer, another unique perspective. Kind of reminds me of yesterday's post, how we all see things through our lenses. And when she talked about the status quo and how many of us feel like we have to do certain things at a certain age and in a specific order, that's all through another lens of tradition or culture or all that fun stuff. But it doesn't make it some kind of necessity or fact of life. The truth is you can be unemployed and homeless and live in a van and then find happiness. That's one person's perspective. And obviously with this podcast, you hear lots of perspectives. A different author usually every day of the month. We have so many authors now, 5 years into doing this show, that you can really hear from a wide variety of people who all believe they can truly share something that might affect your life in a positive way. Some of them might disagree on the specifics, but there are definitely common themes and experiences, minimalism being one of them, no matter how far you take it. I think it's always great to hear from different perspectives. And I love hearing from you, so feel free to reach out anytime through oldpodcast.com. And thank you for listening every day and optimizing your life with me. Have a great start to your week, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.